So I'll tell you a quick story. Last night, my previous partner came round to pick up her dog, which I've been minding for about a week, and she brought it up because she's just really honest, and I guess she thought that I needed to know, and I had assumed that it had happened, but she did tell me that while she'd been away, she'd been seeing this guy, who's a really cool guy and who I think is pretty fucking awesome. Anyway, she'd been seeing him, and yeah, so we'd separated. This girl and we'd separated. I guess officially a few weeks ago, and then stopped seeing each other. Yeah, about a week and a bit ago. And honestly, that news was like the last nail in the coffin. Which, yeah, I gotta say, it's pretty full on, and I've never really had this experience before. But I guess it's just because I felt pretty strongly about her, and it's just unfortunate that it didn't work out. But yeah, I think typically in these situations, you get like a couple of main, a couple of core choices. And so one is, like, do I shoot myself in the foot? Do I just, go get absolutely wasted, get high off my tits, play games till my eyes bleed, I don't know, spend all my money, run away, travel overseas, and just, don't look back and don't address it and don't think about it. That's like one category of options, and I guess in simple terms, it's like running away, or it's not dealing with it. And I mean, I guess that's kind of always been my tactic, not because I think it's the right thing, but because I think it's really hard to do the right thing for yourself. And I think the right thing is typically to love yourself, is to say, you know what, dude, like, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, there's nothing going to stop you from moving on with your life. There's nothing to stop you from, looking after yourself. This is not an excuse. It's no reason to throw it all down the gurgler, which is easy to do. It's just, it almost feels like nice when you go and really mess yourself up like that. But yeah, what I did was, I guess for a couple days when we first broke up, which was just about a week ago, I really did kind of, I guess, go on a bit of a bender with just all the worst stuff that I could think of, and that was nice for a second. But then, on the second day, I realized that I just can't do that. It's not going to go anywhere. So after that, I started cleaning the house, and I mean, look at that, no dishes in the sink. And when I cleaned the house, I started to feel good. I started to feel a bit lighter, and it felt like the right direction. And I knew it was the right direction, but it just felt like that's what I then wanted to be doing. So I started doing the right thing. I just started with something simple, which is cleaning. And because, I mean, obviously the place was a bit untidy, and there were things going on, and there were people's possessions here and there, and it all had to be sorted out. And so I started doing that. And then I was like, oh, wow, I'm feeling kind of good. I'll start, let's cut out alcohol, let's stop drinking alcohol, and why not coffee while we're at it, and let's stop smoking as well. So I knocked those off the list, and admittedly, I've had a few cups of coffee since, but I'm down to probably about 20% of what I was having before. So I was having probably 10 or 14 cups of coffee a week, which is not much by most people's standards, but it was definitely taking a little toll on me. And now I just have 1 or 2 cups a week, and I do it because I love coffee. I really love coffee. And so yeah, I've just been cleaning myself up, and honestly, I feel really good and really empowered, and I feel like this is the first step in the right direction, and the first time that I've actually successfully pulled it off, where I've actually gone out and done what I need to do for myself. And I don't know, I think that, I guess the hard bit is that even while I'm doing all the right stuff, I still really hurt inside, and I don't know if I guess boys can say that now, but yeah, it really hurts. It kind of really aches. And last night, yeah, just it's pretty overwhelming. Because as easy it is to get negative and maybe play the blame game, and we ended on good terms. We ended on good terms as far as breakups go and all that. But obviously there was still a bit of, he said, she said, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, it still sometimes runs through my head, little dialogues and stuff, echoes of sort of unresolved conflicts and just stuff that just I guess just hurts and stuff that I envision myself saying and stuff, but none of it makes any sense and none of it would achieve anything. And I know that, but it's like, it's this thing that just keeps going over in my head. And all of it it's just like, it hits a really sweet spot. And I guess that's the biggest like threat to doing all the right stuff, is like, I don't know how to deal with that other than to just experience it and let it go. And I mean, I guess one option is to just go out and try and find someone else to hang out with, another girl to see, or a guy for that matter, whatever, just find love somewhere. But I think that that's kind of like a little cheap cop out. I mean, not that it wouldn't be nice, but like, yeah, I don't think that that's like a long-term solution. I yeah. And also, I'm not very good at that stuff anyway. I'm not very good at dating. Dating is just like something that happens to me. It's not something I really go and do actively. Yeah. And I guess like once you've had someone leave you, it's like you doubt your own self-worth. And I'm like, is there something wrong with me? I mean, I know there were things that were wrong with me that weren't suited for her, my previous partner, 100%. Yeah, like I wasn't the lover she needed, and I get that. And I guess part of me thinks that would make me unworthy of anyone else. And it actually takes like a bit of conscious effort to tell myself, no, dude, like you're all good. Like, yeah, you're imperfect, but like so is everyone else. And as much as you're able to love someone else, despite their imperfections, they are able to love you, despite your imperfections. And I don't know, I think it's like little dialogues like, oh wow, my arm, oh my God, how do people do this? I think it's like dialogue like that is just, I think that really helps to work through the feeling and to sort of get rid of that little critical voice that says, oh fuck, like there goes the only girl that that you'll ever love or who will ever love you. And yeah, I mean that could be true, but I'm willing to bet that it's not true. And another thing is like, one of the first things I did when I started to get onto like the real sort of, it's a bit of like a health kick, or like when I started to tidy up my life, when I started to do the right stuff, something I did was I got a whole bunch of audiobooks. And that really kicked things over into the next like realm, because I got these audiobooks and so many of them are about like, your health and your mind and your mood and diet and stuff like that. And so, oh wow, that's good. So I was listening to all these audiobooks, and yeah, there was all this stuff about exercise, and I took it all to heart, and I thought, you know what, like, while I'm feeling all of this, like the only way to really get out of this and get out on top and to come out even stronger is to take this chance and this motivation I have now to really change all the things about me that I'd let slide, because I felt so good and content because I was getting all the love that I needed or that I wanted, or I love what I was doing and where I was at, and so that was enough. But really, I wasn't living quite as well as I could. And so, yeah, I've taken the time to change that. And so yesterday I went and got all this gym equipment, and I've decided that I'm going to start working out like regularly, because there was this audiobook called Spark, and it's all about the effects of exercise on your mind and just general like your health and your mental health, and I guess this is like a mental health issue. So yeah, now I've got this gym equipment, and honestly I feel so motivated and excited. For the first time in my life, I actually I want to go down and work out. It's not like if I want to be fit and healthy, then I have to work out. It's like I want to work out. I like the idea, and then and naturally I will get fit and healthy and all the above. So I think honestly those are like the two main choices you really get, and I think you get a small window of opportunity to make those choices. I think really unless you want to spend months of sort of undoing bad choices and shooting yourself in the foot, I think generally get, from my experience with just a few other matters and stuff like that, I think you get about a window of 2 to 7 days, I reckon. And I think, yeah, if you're a bit overwhelmed with emotion, which I certainly feel like I was, I think, it takes you away, it takes you by storm. And maybe if you're really aware of yourself, then maybe you'll catch yourself out. But I think typically it takes me about 2 to 7 days to wake up and go, all right, that's enough of that. But I've never been able to pull it off like this before. So I guess it goes to show that reading all this and listening to all these people, it does have a long-term effect. You do get stronger, you get better, and each time something happens, you handle it better, and you come out on top, which is a foreign thing for me. So yeah, the choice that I made is like for greater health and wellness, and to love the person who I was with before, not resent them, because what I've lost is just a relationship. I still love that woman. I love her a lot, and that's why it hurts so bad. Is not because she's suddenly this bad person. She didn't do anything wrong. She was looking after herself, which I have to respect, and I have to appreciate that, because that's what I want for her. I want her to have like a beautiful life, and to get what she wants from life, and from a lover. And if I'm not meeting those needs, then it's like black and white. Like if I can't change fast enough or adapt fast enough, then she shouldn't be with me. She needs to be getting what she needs. And so it was the right choice. And that's why I supported it from the get-go, even though it was difficult and really quite upsetting. It makes sense. And so a part of me wants to resent her because it's easy, and a part of me wants to be upset and to go over like who was wrong and who was right. And honestly, it's just irrelevant. Like, I love that girl. I love her a lot. And this is just, now we're just transitioning into another stage, and that's all it is. Simple as that.